What's good? What's good? Welcome back to Invest and Trade with Jax. Hope everybody's doing well. We're going to go over our friend Bitcoin. Currently, we're sitting at 39,254. We're down about 3%, 3.5 on the day. That head and shoulders played out that we talked about in our last video. We're sitting at a market cap of 742 billion. 24-hour volume, 26.19 billion. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to crypto.com, sign up to the world's fastest growing crypto app. Grab one of their incredible Visa cards, cashback in crypto, free Spotify, Netflix, Prime, travel incentives, $25 just for signing up through my referral. So we're here on the 4-hour time frame. So we talked about the head and shoulders in our last video. I said, look guys, if this breaks down, we're most likely going to see a bullish divergence, and that is exactly what we're seeing here. So we are still in a technical target down to about 37.8K from this head and shoulders, but we have wicked down perfectly to this line of support that I dropped in. See all the support in this area. We have some resistance here, resistance support in this area as well. And if I scroll all the way back, you can see there was a little bit of support in that area as well. So in between here of about 38.5K is quite a significant support zone, so we could potentially see a bounce from that level. As I mentioned, I said, look guys, if we create that lower low, look for that higher low on the RSI, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. Bullish divergence, which can signify the bears are running out of strength. The money flow is quite low. The last time we were this low was right in this area right here. We saw a huge bounce back to the upside. Here's an example. The money flow was quite low, and then you saw a nice push back to the upside. That's why as a trader, you need to take your profits and set your stop loss, because as you can see here, if you didn't take your profits, boom, it sold off quite swiftly. And if you didn't set your stop loss, then you most likely get liquidated. So always have your take profits ready. I use alerts here on TradingView, and always set your stop loss. Unless you're using our DCA strategy to dollar cost average into your trades, then definitely recommend having your take profits and your stop loss. So we'll quickly pop over to the 1-hour time frame, and let's see what we can see here on the hourly. So we have a bullish divergence on the money flow for the hourly. As you can see right here, we created a lower low while creating a higher low on the 1-hour money flow, which can signify the bears are running out of strength. We potentially have a little bit of a bear flag here. So if this were to break down with some volume, give you a breakdown target, if we get rejected by the EMAs, could take you down pretty much perfectly to our next line of support. The technical target is coming in at about 37.7K. Now we are quite oversold on the RSI, and the majority of the time that does lead to a little bit of a bounce back to the upside. As you can see right here on the hourly, we're oversold. We saw a nice little push back to the upside. So we'll pop over to our next chart, which is here on the daily. So I've been talking about the fact that we broke down from our ascending triangle. We're back testing as resistance. I said, look guys, if we start to roll, we are in a technical target to the downside of about 32.7K. We are still creating that hidden bullish divergence as long as we maintain a higher low here. As you can see, we have a low, we have a higher low, but if that higher low is broken, then it will invalidate that hidden bullish divergence. As you can see here, higher low while creating a lower low on the RSI, hidden bullish divergence. So we'll see if we bounce from 39.3K. If we lose that level of support, your next strong level is coming in at about 37.5. And then we have this trend line of support from our summer lows, and that's coming in at about 36.4. Now, if we look here, we have the 5-day Gaussian channel that I've been covering for the last week or so, and we've come all the way back down to that level of support, which is coming in at about 38.6K. Now, if we begin to fall out of the Gaussian channel, that's relatively bearish, because if we scroll back and we look at the last couple times we've fallen out, as you can see right here, we capitulated, and then we did rebound quite quickly. But if we look at the previous bear markets, you can see here we were rejected by the midline, we consolidated, we created basically a descending triangle, and then we capitulated down. And if we look at the previous bear market, I'm just gonna scroll back here, 2014, we broke underneath the Gaussian channel. We started to backtest as resistance. We started to hit the 20 EMA, and then we saw some pretty swift sell-off. We consolidated, we tried to break back above the Gaussian channel. We got rejected by the midline. We saw some swift sell-off, and then we finally got back above it. We held it as support, and that was all she wrote. We entered into the bull market. So pretty crucial that we hold this support, because we do break down underneath 38.6K and we start to get rejected by the Gaussian channel. That's when we could see that capitulation that could take us down potentially to these lows at about 28 to 29,000. If we look at the weekly time frame, we've printed the bearish cross of the 20-week moving average underneath the 50-week moving average, which is relatively bearish because the last times that this has happened was right here when we had our Corona dump. You can see we had the bearish cross, massive sell-off. Here's the bear market of 2018. We had the bearish cross. We started to hit the 20-week moving average as resistance, capitulation. If we scroll back, it will take us all the way back to the bear market of 2014. We had the bearish cross and we were not able to break back above the 20-week moving average. And as you can see here, it was a strong signal of continuation of the downtrend. So once again, just going to remove these lines here. Once again, we have printed the bearish cross of the 20-week underneath the 50-week moving average. So that could be an early warning sign of continuation to the downside. We are in a technical target from our ascending triangle that will take us all the way down to about 32K, which lines up with our summer lows. Now we still have the hidden bullish divergence. We are creating that higher low. So even if we came down to about 32K, we're still not creating a lower low. So our hidden bullish divergence would still be valid and can be an early sign that bears are running out of strength on the weekly. As I had mentioned, the money flow is at the bottom section, and we did see a nice push back to the upside. Took quite a while to play out here. But we did see a pump for Bitcoin of about 45%. As I had mentioned, the CM Williams highlighter flashed green, which has been an accurate indication of a Bitcoin bottom. And as you can see, we did have a 45% bounce. As you can see here, flash green, huge bounce back to the upside. Right here, flash green, bounce back to the upside. Right here, flash green, bounce. Right here, flash green, bounce back to the upside. Even right here, flash green. We had a nice little bounce here as well. So we flashed green once again, and we had a 45% bounce back to the upside on the weekly time frame. If we look at the Bitcoin long position, still seeing that steady increase, which is an early indication of a move back to the upside as whales continue to take long positions as price is dropping here. And the short positions, not a whole lot of movement over this last week. We did print a bit of a bearish divergence. We created a higher high, a lower high on the RSI. So the shorts may be running out of strength. We did talk about the shorts getting trapped here. I said, look, if we come down, we create that bullish divergence and we see that nice bounce back to the upside, the shorts will be forced to close their trades or get liquidated, and we could see a nice push. So if that does happen here, your levels of resistance to watch, I would say about 39.5K where this support is. And then of course I had dropped in this support box, which will now act as resistance. 40.4K, as you can see here. Support in this area. We had some resistance here. We had resistance in this area. If we scroll back, you can see more support and resistance. 41.3K, which is the golden ratio. We have broken below the 0.786. So as I always tell you guys, if you break below the golden ratio, higher likelihood you're going to come back down to where you started. As you can see with our Elliott wave theory, we have wave 1, corrective wave 2, your largest wave 3, corrective wave 4. And your potential wave 5 that could take you all the way back down to these lows at about 37.5K. So if we do continue to roll over here, or if we come up and we get rejected by 39.5, that would be your next target of support, 37.5K. Huge level of support for BTC. And your resistance level is 39.5, 40.4K. 41.3 the golden ratio, and 42.6K. You can see the support in this area. We had some resistance in this area. We had support here. If we scroll back, there's more support and resistance right around that 42.6K level. But we are printing that beautiful bullish divergence here on the 4-hour time frame, which is an early indication that the bears are running out of strength. Of course, anything can happen. It can be invalidated. So we'll see if this bullish divergence plays out and we get a push up to these levels of resistance. That's basically it for this one. Big shout out to the Discord, over 1,800 members posting chart patterns, talking all things crypto. We have the DCA trade strategy fully explained, the DCA charts for the live trades on the channel. Let me quickly open that up here. And of course, we have our buy and take profit zones based off support, resistance, Fibonacci if you want to start dollar cost averaging into your positions, and trade signals at the $10 membership for my exact entries, exits, take profits, stop losses. We just made some nice profits on an XRP short trade. You can sign up through the Patreon. If you want to trade with me, sign up to Bybit, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, much love. Take care.